Hey folks, welcome to our live. This is a new for us. We're trying something different. Today we're going to be talking about diversity in the swinging lifestyle. So all kinds of fun stuff about diversity of people, their interactions, ages, body types, the whole gamut. So if you're interested in knowing about all of the different things you can experience in the lifestyle, you may want to check this episode out.
Oh,
We're here.
we're here. So, this is our maiden voyage. Can everyone see me?
Yeah, they can see you.
So, please give us a little grace and definitely give us some feedback as to what your user experience is and what you would like to see differently as we go through this process and we're learning, getting the wheels on the bike. So, yeah, I'm super excited. Do we want to just launch right into it like we usually do? Get
Sure.
down to business?
Yeah. Yeah, it does look like there's a little bit of a delay with your camera, which I have to figure out. I'm not sure why it's delayed, but that'll be fun.
So I'm like doing weird things.
Well, it's not the studio one, but yeah, on your camera, it does look like it's delayed. I'm not delayed, which is weird, but you are delayed.
Hence the very interesting issue with technology. So when you podcast and you stream, you also apparently need a degree in advanced electronics and technology because it likes to break all the time and software gets updated and new things come out. And the geeks that we are, we like to have the new things. So there's this constant learning criteria that's associated with all of this.
All good things.
So are you fixing the delay or are we going to launch into the topic?
We can go straight into the topic.
Or should we do a spark card?
We could do a spark card too. So we've got some ideas for different stuff. Let me switch that off. Here we go. So one of the things we've thought of to kind of break the ice, not only for us, but for people at parties, is to use spark cards. And there's a whole bunch of different companies that are making these.
Tons.
Like,
You can go on Amazon and find some great ones. In fact, that's where I got these.
yeah.
Break the ice. I like this one. And then,
And they don't have to be swinger specific.
no. In fact, the more normal they are, the more I like them. Because when you're meeting people, you really want to get to know them, know a little bit more about their personality. And usually it's hard in social situations to be like, hey, what kind of dick size do you like? Like, I mean, you can't
nobody
just
wants
launch,
just go straight into that.
right? You need to ease in. You don't want to offend anybody.
Right.
You need a warm up, just like anything with, foreplay and all that. So
Yeah.
these cards were great. The other one, excuse me while I bend down.
I don't know. I'm happy with Phoebe bends down.
Okay, I'm back. Honest X, embracing curiosity. I'm not sure where I got these.
Oh, this was from the movie pack, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, we got this from the
You, Me, and Her.
You, Me, and Her movie that we were promoting. We didn't get to go to the premiere because it wasn't in our area, but they did send us this and a bunch of other cool tchotchkes. So we felt very bougie because we were like, oh,
Ooh, we got free stuff.
we didn't get the Rolex and the diamond bracelet that all the red carpet people get when they go to their movie premieres. But we got this and a bunch of other cool stuff.
Free is free.
And I got some gummies. Hemp gummies, which I said, I will say I was pleasantly surprised. They actually did have an effect. So, aside from that, okay, spark card. We're going to do this before we launch into the topic?
Yeah.
Just for fun?
Pick a spark card.
See how this goes? Pick one, anyone.
Oh, am I going to read it? Oh,
Yeah.
I got two.
Yeah.
Take one back.
Oh, God, I'm afraid.
All right, this is a fun one. How many people would you sexually entertain at one time? So we went straight to
We did. We
the
went
sex.
straight. So we should have started with the break the ice ones, but we went right to the get the guy. So because this is a swinger podcast and
We can
whatnot,
get straight into the
we can get
juicy thing.
and I think I know you well enough. I mean,
Well, but this
Right?
is your question. You got to answer this question, not me.
I know, but we know each other.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm being
You're not going to
facetious.
shock me at all.
Facetious. Okay, wait. What was it? How many people would you sexually entertain at one time? Oh, the more the better. Because
Now, are we talking like a house party sexually entertain, or are we talking like group sex kind of sexually entertain, like all on the same bed?
yes, like the what's the Roman Empire curtains where there's beds everywhere.
Yeah, the
and-
Roman orgy.
Yeah, the Roman orgy.
All
I
right.
love that.
Okay,
That
so
doesn't mean I'm
the more the merrier.
the more the merrier because I like the puppy pile.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. We've practically been at a Roman orgy based on your description.
Yeah.
On one of the cruises, they had the red curtains. There were 6 beds, I think, lined up, and there were 2 couples per bed. So do the math. That was 12 people. We were all having fun.
And mind you, there were a lot of other beds around, but those were the beds that had all opened up their curtains in a row, so we could see.
Yes. This was just our section. of
Just our
beds.
section.
Just
Yeah.
our section of beds.
And we drew a crowd. It was fabulous.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah, Bliss cruises are great.
Yeah.
And if you, oh my gosh, if you guys haven't been on one, you really need to go. Even if you're not a swinger and you're just swinger adjacent, or you want to be around open-minded people,
Oh,
have the
absolutely.
freedom to be naked at the pool on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean. Hello, do it. It's a blast. We've got all the cruises on our website, on our travel page, and you can book right through us. It's hands down a wonderful experience. I thought I'd get a lot sick. I love adventure. I thought I'd feel trapped. Nope. I was pleasantly surprised
Yeah.
that I wasn't.
Yeah.
Plenty to do, and you just if you're motion sensitive, you just get the patch from your doctor, and it's good for 72 hours. Book your room in the middle of the ship, middle horizontally, and middle vertical. This way,
Right, right.
because that's less movement.
Yeah, at the ends of the ship, you kind of get this thing going on. And at the top and the bottom, you kind of get this thing going on.
But
So
I
there's
was
a whole
fine.
lot of this going on.
Okay. Yes.
If you are interested in booking a Bliss cruise or a Virgin cruise, because we're also going next year on 2 Virgin cruises, one down to Mexico from LA and one to Alaska. I think that one's in July. Then check out our website at swingervacation.net. And all of our vacations are up there. We've got a cruise page. We've got resort pages. All of those are the regular prices. They're not marked up in any way. We're just facilitating. And
Yeah.
we get a little bit of a commission from it. So you actually help support the podcast by signing up through us, which is super cool because, everybody needs a little help. And we certainly won't be upset about getting help.
No. Give a little help to your friend. All right, are we launching into the topic now? 'Cause
Yeah, let's go into the topic.
All right.
We've done our little icebreaker. So,
diversity in swingers.
diversity in swingers. Yeah, we've been in the lifestyle for 11 years plus now. We kind of lose track. And we've pretty much seen, I think, every size, shape, and sexual preference in the lifestyle. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we've also seen every preference, not just physical preference, but preferences when it comes to how people play. Maybe they're DTF, and we'll go into details about all that. Maybe they want a more intimate connection. Maybe they only want a three-way connection. Maybe there's an age group or a kink that they want to explore. Some people only play with others because of the length of their partnership. So if they're a new couple,
Right.
or they're just dating, they won't play with them, which I found very interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. And some people are very sensitive to your body count, so they'll query you how many people you've had, and that is either a bonus or not. So it's very, very interesting.
Yeah. We've seen people ask frequently, do you have to be a certain size or shape to be in the lifestyle? Do you have to have like epic proportions? Is penis size a thing? Breast size, age, all of those questions come up all the time. And I think most of it comes down to people are self-conscious. They want to feel attractive. They want to be attractive, and they don't want to show up at a party and not have any fun or feel like they're the oddballs, the outcasts.
Right.
And we can definitively say that no matter where you are, there is a huge range of body sizes, shapes, etc., for you to choose from or to be chosen by. Everything. I mean, we've seen people who are, heavy set. We've seen people who are in very good shape, and that doesn't necessarily exclude those two groups from playing with each other.
Right.
Like
Absolutely.
we've seen a lot of mixing up of different sizes and shapes, because you know what? People's sexual preferences are varied.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily have a type just because they look like that type.
Right. People like different. So it doesn't necessarily mean they want to play, like you said, with their type. Now, I will say there are some groups, some of the Vegas groups in the summertime, some of those parties tend to be skewed a little more towards a specific demographic,
right?
Or type. Certain areas in the United States are a little different. Maybe you are joining a party or an event that's hosted by some swingers who are very fitness oriented. Maybe they're fitness coaches.
Right.
So the people that they draw, that community that they draw, are going to be very fitness oriented. So what's great is that there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
And you can kind of figure out, where you fit in. I will say though, when we would go to local parties, I still suffered from, everyone here is like super hot, right?
Right.
And some of that's self-confidence, how you're feeling that day. Obvious, as women, we struggle with that a lot. So it's not that you're not going to feel like you don't fit in. It will happen where you're like, you and I have walked into a party and we're like,
oh, damn.
Oh, this is not our crowd. And we made our rounds. We said hi to the host,
right.
And then we politely left.
Yeah.
So
for different reasons.
It happens.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and one of the things that we kind of skipped over in our outline, which I'll kind of dig into here, and that's the different ways that people party.
Oh yes, that's. Mm-hmm.
We've seen everything. We've seen parties where people are heavy drinkers. We've seen parties where people are very lightly drinking, right? They're concerned about whiskey dick, and so they're just not drinking, or they're drinking like a light beer or something so that they're still on their game. We've seen substances used, and for a brief period of time, we didn't know it at the time. There was a guy actually dealing at the parties. He since got banned from a lot of the events because the host didn't want that going on at the party. So yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on at parties. Now, I guess the question is, how does this affect your experience at parties and what you should expect? And I think the expectation is that you're going to run across a whole bunch of different stuff, and you either have to be comfortable saying no thank you, I'm not interested, which we recommend if you've never done something, even if it's pot, don't recommend trying it for the first time at a party, because you're going to run across stuff that you've never experienced before. Like, for example, an infused joint.
Oh my God. Yeah, I have a story about that. which I'll get into in a second. And I do want to say that there are groups that do play heavily just in like with substances.
Sure.
Because they like the sensory play when they're taking ecstasy or MDMA, or maybe they're taking cocaine. They're taking something because they want to have a different type of experience. And
right.
So it opens them up, and they're not so interested in the sexual engagement part, but they're interested in more of the people sensory part of it. And that
right.
just that open community, and to be free and express who they really are and let their true selves come out. So it might be confusing if you walk into a group that's maybe come into a party. Let's say you went to a house party. They've got 50 people there, and a group of 30 core people descend on the party. They all know each other, and they're using substances. You might feel like the odd man out because you're like, what
right.
the hell is going on?
Right.
I'm missing out because clearly something's going on.
Well, we've absolutely had that experience even with just drinking, where we showed up fashionably late to a party, and by the time we got there, everybody was hammered.
Yeah.
I mean, just blotto.
And everyone knows what that's like to catch up. It's an awful feeling. You feel like the third wheel, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so far behind in my drinking game or whatever. And you're like, it feels awkward. So, that's going to happen.
So, yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead.
So,
here's your story.
The story.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, I had experimented with pot before, but usually in very small doses at home.
Right.
Because I'm a lightweight and I don't know a lot about which kind, I was still experimenting at the time with food, without food, which time of day, which kind, all the variables
and the previous experience, the exact, like one experience before, you and I both had a cookie.
Oh, yeah. At
a
another party.
At a different party. This was a vanilla party. And ooh, holy crap, we were both like really sick. I
was sick. And Ed was laughing at me because I kept telling him I wanted to go to the emergency room, and he would laugh at me.
Well, because you were convinced that you were going
to
OD and die. And I
that's the
had
anxiety.
to explain. And of course, I'm high, so it's
and so he's
very challenging to explain.
No help. I'm throwing up in the bathroom, all that. Hence, the second party, we were trusted friends. We'd been there before. We knew the group.
Yep.
Everyone had left. We're just chilling out afterwards, hanging out. One of the other guests that was there passed around this joint. I didn't know it was infused.
We didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know. So I have a very large lung capacity. So I took a really nice, big, long draw.
She has very large lungs, as you can see.
Big mistake. Instantly, within 30 seconds, 15 seconds, I could feel it hit me like a rock.
Yeah.
I went to the bathroom. I felt nauseous right away. Oh, man, the paranoia, the heart was racing. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to stop breathing. I had to sit on the floor and rock myself back and forth like a mental patient. I was freaked out because everyone was staring
Cold compresses.
At me.
We tried the salt trick, which is supposed to to dilute the THC in your bloodstream.
Pepper, too.
Yeah,
but
there's all kinds of like...
There was one that I did find, and I told you to remember, and I don't remember because I'm never going to do it again. But...
Because it'll never happen again, right?
Oh,
right.
Oh, my God.
Because, it only happens once.
Anyway, we've all been there, I'm sure.
So the moral of the story was, at parties, you may experience things that you hadn't experienced before. Sticking on the topic of diversity, right. You might run across substances that you hadn't tried before. We do not recommend trying things for the first time unless it's sexual. Absolutely.
Right.
Take the training wheels off, have fun. But in
And get
terms of
consent.
substances, oh yeah, of course, have consent. It's all consent based. And that's another aspect of this that we can kind of talk about in terms of diversity, in terms of consent.
Oh, yeah.
People's definition or approach to consent varies pretty widely within the
Yes.
lifestyle.
Yes.
We have heard in Europe, as an example, that there's a sense of implied consent at a lot of the lifestyle clubs.
Right.
You're clearly there to have fun, sexy times. And so the concept of contact, hugging, kissing on a neck, those are all kind of above board.
Yeah. People will approach you, kiss you. And most Europeans do kiss you on the cheek.
Yeah, there's a lot of kissing going on.
And they have a lot of what is that proximity, your bubble.
Yeah. Personal space.
Personal space is different there. So yeah, you may get a kiss, you may get a grope, and that's normal.
Yeah, and from the person who described this, Kate from Wanderlust was telling us about this. It's not as creepy, but if you're not expecting it,
Right.
it's going to take you
Throw you off.
a little bit. Now, here in the United States, we are way more kind of ask first, touch later.
Yep.
If you touch first and forget to ask, you may get your hand slapped.
Yeah.
There's definitely a hierarchy in terms of expected behavior and consent. But what I will say is we're not particularly good about asking for consent up front. There's a lot of this like implied consent, even here, where you're all in the bed and you're kind of playing together. Therefore, you're kind of like doing it. And we've been, quote, guilty of that, where there's nonverbal consent, definitely a head shake or a finger, where it was pretty clear
Right.
by their nonverbal communication that they were interested and they wanted to engage with us.
Right. Right. And people are very afraid of ruining the experience or ruining the mood with words.
Right.
And I thought that way, and I have fallen prey to that bad experience because that's how I thought. What I changed and what I learned was it's very sexy, and for me a very mental turn on to ask for exactly what I want that evening from that individual and see if they can supply that.
Right.
Then it's right up front what's going to happen and what to expect. And it's almost like a contract. Now that could change in between. You just use words, and it doesn't have to be long sentences. Can I kiss you here? Can I touch you there?
Right.
Would you like this? Can I do that? They're very short sentences. It's very easy to say, and it's really sexy. It's a turn on.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you can say it in the right way. Like,
Yeah.
think about it as kind of a pickup line. Think of it as a seduction line. It doesn't have to be Mother May I or Simon Says, right? It doesn't have to feel that way, kind of robotic and perfunctory.
And you can direct your experience in that way too. Like, because not everybody knows your buttons. And so you could say, could you kiss here? Could you?
Right.
Like
Would you
there.
like to
Yeah.
do this thing to me?
Right.
Yeah.
I would love
yeah.
this. Would you? Yes. And so then people feel like they're giving you something, they want to please you, and you've asked for it. And so it's like, it's pretty cool. Once you get used to doing that, it's just like anything.
Right.
Something you have to practice.
let's talk about one other aspect of diversity. And I think it's something that you and I really enjoy in the lifestyle, and that is the cultural differences between people and the physical differences between people. We kind of like the contrast of different skin colors and different
hair lengths,
yeah,
body, like, you know, a guy who looks like the
Jason Momoa, Aquaman.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, someone who's massively tall and as wide as a house. You're like, oh,
We met them on the cruise.
you're like, wow, you're a fascinating human. Right? I've never met anyone like that. I've never touched anyone like that. Their body frame
Right.
is incredibly cool. You know, someone with beautiful, you know, golden brown skin tones. I don't have that. Curly hair. I would just love to rub my fingers through a woman's curly hair, but I know you don't
touch
do
the
that.
hair.
So I love and celebrate our differences,
Yeah.
and I love that we are all so different and beautiful in those ways.
Yeah.
And I like anyone different than me because I'm boring.
I would disagree, and I think most of your partners would also disagree. But I think that the thing about it is, for us, it's that novelty aspect. And we've done episodes where we've talked about NRE. We've talked about does your swinger card expire? I was actually just looking at that episode recently, and it really comes down to the brain likes new. It likes
Yeah.
experiencing new things. So a new car, new foods, new just sensory newness excites the brain. So in lifestyle situations, when you're running in a diverse group, you get a lot of new. Like I've never kissed a woman with that shaped lip or
Right. Yeah. Those curvy hips.
those nipples the size of gumdrops
Oh, yeah.
or pierced nipples, right? Like there's
Right.
all kinds of fun stuff,
All kinds.
or pierced other things.
Yeah.
So we really enjoy it within their own whatevers. We're the exact opposite, and I think a lot of other people are. So yeah, let us know in the comments if you think diversity is fun, if you think that having that different experiences all part of the game, like
Right.
really what does it for you.
And the other thing I want to ask our watchers to chat about, comment on, is DTF. There seems to be very diverse camps in that either you are or you're not.
Right.
And there's almost a judgment on if you are.
Right.
And the judgment is that you are wham bam, thank you ma'am, and you don't get to know the person. Well, that hasn't been our experience. And looking back, I would say that we were mostly DTF because we didn't want to get to know people too intimately.
Right.
Because we weren't interested in building relationships. First of all, we didn't have the time. We were raising kids. We had busy jobs and lives. And
Right.
there's only so much time in the day.
Yeah, we were there for the event and for that experience for that night.
Right. But it doesn't mean we weren't polite and social
Oh, yeah.
and, you know,
Or got numbers or any of that kind of
right.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. We have communication skills and flirt skills, but a lot of people really want to get to know you.
Yes.
Like maybe 3 or 4 dates or something like that. And it takes them a lot longer to warm up. And that's totally fine.
Right.
So you might find there is this kind of weird awkwardness if you're a DTF person and someone's really slow.
Right.
And you're like, oh my gosh, how do I get them there? It may take a while.
Yeah. And a lot of that comes down to how people's arousal works.
Mm-hmm.
There are a number of people who need more intimate connection with somebody. They actually need to feel safe and connected to them
Yes.
before they're aroused by them. We typically haven't had that problem, although in later years in the lifestyle, you've preferred to have a little bit more of a connection. And I think that has to do with people getting to know all of your buttons
Yeah.
and your play style.
Yeah.
And that's harder when it's a one night stand, if you will.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Our lives have changed. The kids have moved on. We have more time. We are enjoying this period in our life where we can go on vacations and hang out with people longer.
Right.
So it's different, and that's what's fun about the lifestyle is it changes, evolves, and grows.
Yeah, and because of that, we've over the years, made some long-term connections with some people in Virginia, with some people in Texas. So if you're in those areas, hi.
Hello.
And
Colorado. Intimacy. There are some people that really, building on that connection, they really want a very intimate experience. And I used to think that word was very threatening.
Right.
Like intimate meant, oh my God, you're getting the feels for me, and I need to be like,
You're in a relationship.
yeah, like it's
It's
threatening
polyamory.
threatening my relationship. That's too dangerous. And then I had an experience with someone that was like a love making experience.
Right.
We were all in the same room
Right.
together.
Right.
And it was very intimate and soft, and it was lovely. I was like really impressed and surprised how much I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And so some people are really seeking more of that type of connection, which is why they need to get to know you better and feel safe. And so that build up, they wouldn't be DTF people.
Right.
Because they wouldn't be able to get there for that intimate connection.
Yeah.
So finding individuals that really know that about themselves and can express that. I will say though, a lot of swingers, maybe we just weren't really good at asking those questions because we just didn't know what we wanted.
Yeah.
But it was like a game of darts or pinball or something. We just kept sometimes you hit, but there's a lot of misses.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wish we had those tools to ask more pointed questions.
Yeah. It would have saved us a lot of trouble in the early years for sure.
Yeah.
We would have gotten to it. We would have figured it out sooner.
Yeah. And I don't even know if a lot of people really know that.
Well, that's why we're doing this thing.
Right. Yes.
Different ages.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is an interesting one because I think most people have kind of like a plus or minus 5 years around their age kind of a rule.
Right.
I think, generally. If you disagree, let us know in the chat. But we like different age ranges. We've certainly expanded our range from when we first started.
Right. Some people have kids and they're like, as their kids get older, they're like, nope, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Anybody under 30, nope.
Right.
And they just can't do it. It's just too creepy for them. And I get it. I mean, I understand. We haven't had that barrier for us. I'm not sure why. Maybe just,
Yeah, it just wasn't
different.
a thing. I think it's because I didn't make the mental connection between age and the relationship that I had with my family. Like, that's different.
Yeah,
That's not the same thing.
I think it's because we are, yes, you're right. Our mental space, we are not at home. We are on vacation or we're out for the evening and we are doing something just for us in a different place. We're not thinking about family. We're not thinking about our jobs.
No.
So the people that are actually thinking about their kids, maybe
Get your head in the game.
Right. Maybe don't.
Stop thinking about that. Think about better things.
Exactly.
The opposite end of the spectrum, which is kind of where I was mentally going, was I've had a few experiences with older women, and I was surprised at how much fun I had. And I was surprised at how attracted I was as things kind of happened at parties and events. Yeah, and I've ended up with some women who were not exactly twice my age. I'm too old for that, but a good 20 years senior to me. And you know what? It was a hell of a lot of fun. I had a great time. The whole thing about they have experience. Yeah, they have experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
They're confident. They know their bodies very well.
And they're there for fun, right? They're like,
yeah. They know what they want.
Just do that thing.
Yeah, I know. I know. Older women is a thing.
Yeah.
Younger men is a thing.
Yeah. We have definitely experienced both ends of that spectrum.
Yeah. And did we talk about the length of the partnership where some people will only consider you as a couple, a potential play partner?
Sort of. You kind of alluded to it. We could probably talk a little bit more about that. We've definitely met couples that had a no newbie rule also. So there's also the length and the lifestyle.
Right.
They're not interested in kind of breaking couples in. And that whole newbie thing, we're the opposite. Sort of. I'll clarify. One of the things that we've experienced is with new couples, they may or may not show up to a second party. So if you really like them, if you're attracted to them, you probably want to approach them and see if anything happens, because they may not come back to a second party. It may not be their thing.
Right.
You might be their only experience.
Right.
And if you don't want to miss out on that experience, then you may want to be that person.
Right.
Get in line. But I get it. I get why, because they want to establish a long-term relationship or some kind of a partnership that happens over and over, that intimacy. And with newbies, if they're one and done, then you can't come back. You can't reconnect with them. You can't go out for drinks later. You can't go dancing. You can't have that second and third and fourth date.
Right.
So I get it. Plus, there's the whole drama factor.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about quote drama. We talked about drama in I think our last episode, but we'll talk a little bit about this.
Yeah, a lot of people use that term as a negative description. Honestly, I don't like it used in that way, because people, they use it to describe individuals that something comes up, right? And the bottom line is something's always going to come up between partners.
Right.
We're humans. We're messy. Nothing's ever smooth. Nothing's ever easy.
Right.
So give some people some grace. If something comes up, maybe they had a simple miscommunication.
Sure.
It's not a big deal. Give them a pass. Thankfully they went to the bathroom or a closet to go talk it out, or they went outside to go to have a discussion, and they didn't make a big scene at the party. We've rarely ever seen anything like that. Maybe once.
Right.
But some people think that that's just they hate that.
In a sense, what they're hoping for is that everybody's DTF with no issues ever.
Right,
and that doesn't happen. I mean, there's going to be situations where this woman triggered you. There was something that she did or the way that she interacted. We've had that before.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm like, nope.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Your primary partner, the person who theoretically you're going home with at the end of the night, unless you piss them off, they're your responsibility. That's your whole thing. So forget about the other couple. You're going to take care of your business. And I think any couple who's in the lifestyle is going to, first and foremost, protect the relationship that they came into that event with.
Yeah.
So
That's a really good point.
absolutely,
Give the you
Let
should be
people have their
applauding them.
space.
They're like, oh, they're talking it out.
they're taking care of each other.
Good for them. And so that's why I don't like when people say, oh, there's so much drama.
Right.
Like they'll just throw that term around like it's. Now, if you have a couple that you see at every single party that's always in an argument,
Oh, sure.
well, yeah, maybe they're. But we've never seen that. Usually, those people, they just
They
don't
disappear.
show up.
Yeah, they show up at one party and then
Because
they're
if it's
gone.
always a painful experience for them, or if they're never on the same page,
Yeah.
they're not going to keep coming back.
And all the commenters in YouTube who are haters about the lifestyle are going to love this particular statement. And that is, there are couples who break up during their whole lifestyle experience. We've made the argument, and we definitely believe this, that if you end up in a divorce or a breakup while you're in the lifestyle, it's probably not the lifestyle that broke you up.
Right.
It's probably all of those other underlying issues that have been eating away at your relationship before you even consider swinging. And that goes back to the whole swinging will not fix your marriage.
No.
It is not for people who are trying to like spice things up.
Yeah.
You can spice things up
Sure.
with it, but it's not a fix. Like, go talk to a marriage counselor. Don't start swinging.
Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely hire a professional. And I mean not a pro, not like
Oh.
sex worker.
Right.
Like, hire a therapist.
Yeah.
Although sex workers are quite
Oh.
therapeutic sometimes.
yeah.
They do a
Yeah.
lot of listening and
They do.
talking to people. So hey,
Yeah. I agree. Body count. Some people are very sensitive to your body count, and they will ask you, how many
Yes.
partners have you had? How many single guys have you had? How many, right? They want to know. And it's a risk level assessment for them
yeah,
based on how they like to play.
yeah. And I think that kind of leans into another topic that we had in our list. We chose to avoid it because it was too serious. It was about STIs. And I think that's where a lot of that kind of like underlying body count phobia is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that misconception that frequent flyers
Yeah.
are disease ridden, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're not clean because they've had sex with too many people. And that's not how diseases work, because you could be a virgin, have one sexual experience, and catch an STI.
Yeah.
So frequency, sure, it increases your risk over time, in the long game, but that is not a pure indicator of whether or not someone is, quote, clean. And it's such a horrible way of describing it, but
Yeah.
free of sexually transmitted infections.
Now, if the person she slept with was the frequent flyer, and she was a virgin, that's probably why. That's the whole point of the
That's the whole thing comes down to.
count thing. But
It's not the one, it's just something else. It's people who are not practicing safe sex and end up with that. But that's a different topic.
yeah, and that's the key. Like, what is your risk level? How are you practicing safe sex?
Right.
What are you what are your methods? How clean are you being? So yeah, there's a like you said, that's a whole other episode which we might get into next time.
Yeah. And what's interesting about this body count concept, I've definitely heard this from men in vanilla social media, all about, well, she better be a virgin, pure as white snow before I marry her, have sex with her, whatever, right? Like, the women have to be virgins, Vestal virgins. But the guys, of course, they're all high-fiving each other that they've had sex with everybody that they could possibly get their hands on. But those aren't the girls you marry, right? Like, that's the
No.
mentality.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing as well in certain cultures.
Sure. I also think that it's that naive concept that, they're pure.
Right. Just because it's a cultural concept doesn't mean it's not naive. It's
Right.
just
It's just based on
tends to
something.
be in that culture. Yeah.
And so what's interesting is to see that kind of cross over into the lifestyle, because the whole point of being in the lifestyle is to have sex with other people. So then it starts to become a degree of,
Right.
okay, so, you go in with your primary partner, there's one person that you've had sex with, but if you go to a party and you have sex with somebody, then that's two people that you've had sex with. Okay, when is it too much? Like what's the threshold for too many? 5 parties? 1 a year.
Sometimes it's number of partners a night. So if someone's at a party and they see that you've had sex with 5 people that night,
Right.
they're going to be like, no, not going to happen.
I've had some nights like that.
So, you just have to roll with it. Some people, are going to have those preferences.
And this in no way is shaming the people who have the body count issue or have a standard to which they hold themselves for that. It's just be aware that there are people who are going to maybe ask you that and maybe have issue with how many people you've had sex with. Now, here's the other aspect of this. Most people do not, A, remember how many people they've had sex with,
Right.
and B, may or may not be honest about who or how many people they've had sex with, which also leads to that other episode we just finished talking about.
Yeah. All right. Wow. That topic really,
That blew up.
that did blow up. That was like
blew up.
6 items there that got crazy.
Yeah.
So do we have any comments, questions, things like that?
Well, I've been watching the chat. I don't see anybody commenting except for Leonardo77, who commented at the very beginning, who said, "Congrats from Brazil. Thank you for helping couples enter the lifestyle." And of course, thank you for watching, Leonardo. Great painter and sculptor, by the way, and an inventor. I'm a big fan of all your work.
But this is our maiden voyage. We didn't make any announcements ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just
Yeah.
it's a pop-up live is what it is.
Absolutely. And Angel joined the last time I was live when I was trying to set stuff up and kind of screwing around in the studio. I'm just going to assume they, because I don't know gender, so I'm just going to go with they. Subscribed on Twitch, so thank you very much. You're probably one of the, I think you're the third subscriber on Twitch for us,
Well,
which
3
is
is my favorite number.
super
so
cool.
That's good.
And yeah,
So what's next? What are we gonna do this every 2 weeks?
yeah. The idea is that we're going to do a public live every 2 weeks. So theoretically, we're going to try and do them on Mondays. Yesterday was a Monday.
Yeah.
We had issues Monday, so we rolled it to Tuesday. But the idea is to try and do it on Tuesday so that Wednesday or Monday so that I can edit the episode and get it up as like a regular episode on Wednesday for general consumption. Haven't worked out all the kinks, still trying things.
Yeah.
So here you are watching us on our maiden voyage. We did a previous session live, which was for our patrons on Patreon. We let them really get the guinea pig treatment. They like all kinds of stuff went sideways. And like I said, even the video syncing, for some reason, your camera, just this one, is off just a couple milliseconds. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, the Patreon episode, we were muted for about the first 20 minutes.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
So yeah, that was terrible. But We made it work.
We-
Ed fast forwarded the video, and we were like, and then we did a quick summary, and then continued on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Happens.
was all right. It was all right. So yeah, we're trying this new thing. Let us know in the comments whether you like this new format, whether you think it's got some legs, so to speak, and yeah, tell us what you think. And if you're interested in I mentioned it, but if you're interested in our Patreon content, our behind the scenes stuff, where you get kind of a sneak preview of everything that's going on in the podcast, but also what's going on in our personal lives a little bit more. We do a lot of we do content every other week. So Patreon content would be for next week. We will be remote. We'll be out of studio for that episode, and probably recording poolside.
Oh yeah.
So that could be fun.
At our little resort.
Our resort
In the mountains.
So yeah, let's see. I gotta do the right thing. Oh yeah, it's right there. See, can't even tell. So here we are. Now we're in Ask Us Anything mode, but there's nobody here to ask anything, or at least no one's chatted yet. So let's see. We've got 7 viewers on YouTube, and what does Twitch say?
I'm gonna read a spark card.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, you're doing your technology thing because we have people watching. And I really abhor when people are like looking at their screen.
Right. No,
and like not looking at you. So I'm looking at you. What is the most underrated simple pleasure in life?
What is the most underrated simple pleasure in life?
That's a really good question. Underrated simple pleasure.
Well, I mean, my first thing that pops into my head is naps, but
oh yeah,
that's kind of a simple pleasure.
Love a good nap.
But
sitting on a mountaintop, because we do a lot of backpacking. I love sitting on a mountaintop with binoculars and just looking at the scenery.
Right.
I could do that honestly for an hour, and I have. It's better than reading a book. Secretly, I'm trying to find bats or a bear or a mountain lion.
Right.
I swear someday I will find the bear coming out of the cave on the mountainside. I really want to see that someday, but I haven't. But we've seen bald eagles and all kinds of stuff. I take that back about the mountain lion. I really don't want to see them. If I can see them, that means they can see me, and that's not
right.
good.
Or smell you and come get you.
So never mind on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, simple
All right,
pleasure.
let me have a card.
Oh, another one?
Yep.
Are we done with our technology thing that you're doing?
I was just checking to see if there were people here.
Oh,
Well, I'm supposed to read the question. Or you were going to read it and ask me.
well, this one's for you.
Oh. Which celebrity do most people often say that you look like?
Well, when my hair was blonde, it was Phoebe from Friends. Because
Right.
the mannerisms are the same, and I like to elongate my words, and that's amazing, and my facial expressions, and things like that. So it was a little more obvious when my hair was blonde, but
And you do like to bust out in song occasionally.
I do like to bust out in song. Smelly cat, how are they treating you?
I used to get people calling me Ed Norton all the
Yeah.
time. So that's
Especially with your hair short and the goatee and
yeah. There was a movie that he did which was a fantastic movie, but it was really hard to watch. Good story. And I did for
Was
a
that
long
Fight
time. I
Club?
looked like no, it was a different
a
one. I won't mention the name of the movie because it deals with a subject that
It's
I
sensitive.
abhor.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. So we're done with our topic. I was reading Spark cards while you were doing technology things because I didn't want people to be too bored.
Yeah.
So are we done?
I think that's it. Unless anybody on the chat has a question or wants to ask us something.
Because it's hot in here and because I turned off the AC. So
Yeah, and it's funny. I can't see how many people so the stream manager on Twitch on this device is not very good. Note to self.
So thank you, everyone, for joining, and we really appreciate your time. Hopefully it was interesting enough for you. And are you going to do some technology things now to kind of just figure things out? Because we're done, right?
Yeah, we're gonna sign off here. Thank you very much. As we say, tell a friend about our podcast, our show, and spread the word. We'd love to have more viewers. And check your social media for our announcement for the next episode when we come out.
And join our go to our website and join the newsletter, because we've got good things that come out in the newsletter as well.
Yeah, we announce episodes and
we have
vacations,
share
and
all kinds
fun
of
stuff,
fun articles.
Yeah, that
by
too.
Other people and stuff.
Education.
All
right, folks. Thanks.
Bye.